So the Rabbitohs kick off as the rain really sweeps in here to Mount Smart Stadium. Thank you for joining us here on round 18 of the NRL. Both teams inside the top 8. A good run of teams against in the top 8. The Warriors have to face over the next few weeks. If they get jagged 2 or 3 wins, it'll really set themselves up for what should be a thrilling conclusion to the regular season through August. Here's Harris. Taken strongly by Cody Walker and Cameron Murray, who really does shape as a key figure in this game with a couple of defections. Here's Barnett, who's into the starting lineup. Interesting to see whether we see a mixture of him on the edge or in the middle as the game progresses. For Nor Blake, over the halfway line he goes. A good first set here for the Warriors. Well inside the Rabbitohs half is Johnson. Kicking tonight is going to be crucial in these wet conditions. The bounce favours the visitors as Taff is taken on the 10.
Well, it's not a good time. You let the ball drop straight away. But Taff had it under control. First carry met by a number of huge defenders. And for Nor Blake over the top.
Taste the grass. Fantastic shot by Nor Blake on Alex Johnston. And now Havili, the Warriors are sweating on these Rabbitohs ball runners in this first set. Desperate to lure an error. Glormatangi. The Tongan international, that's much needed meters there for the visitors. Havili gives it to Tatola. A big body who's starting his 11th game this season. Havili gives it back to Ilias. You see that wind is holding the ball up. The Warriors are playing with the breeze in the first half, and that's Montoya starting the next set.
Oh, it's good defensive first opening set from the Warriors. You see, they're quite a compressed deep. Line speed really up hard in terms of those first 3 tackles. Rabbitohs struggling to get out of their half.
First penalty of the game, and Murray concedes it on Adam Pompey.
Well, that helps you get out of your own end. We've seen the one set that they had previously. They went 60, 70 metres with the ball in hand. This is not what you need. When you're struggling for a little bit of form, you come to the house of the opposition. You really want to make it difficult for them.
Got to give the supporters of the Warriors a big shout out here on this terrible night weather-wise. They've been averaging 21,000 a game here at Mount Smart, and there's going to be that here again this evening. And if the Warriors get over the line, I don't doubt that they'll sell out the rest of their games here this season too. Here's R4. Starting again, that's his second hitter. As Egan waits at dummy half. This is Harris. Short ball to Nor Blake again, almost drifting forward. Egan again. Here's Harris. Johnson. Nickel quick start, taken strongly there by Richie Kenner. He's wearing the 5 jersey. Looks like he's playing closer to the middle rather than playing on the wing as he was originally listed, as Harris takes the next carry. Egan again, they're inside the 20. Here's Johnson. Flat ball to Barnett. Touch judge was right in line with that one. Excellent post contact meters. Yeah, it was a great carry. Last play now for the Warriors are 4. Here's Johnson. Yeah, a little messy. R4 perhaps not in the right spot as Tatola easily tidies that one up for the Rabbitohs.
Put that down to Cameron Murray. You already mentioned his name. He needs to play a big part tonight. One of the big names that is out on that field. Kick pressure made a bit difficult for Sean to get that kick away well.
Here's Tane Milne playing against one of his former clubs. He only played 1 game for the Warriors when he was at the club. That was back in 2019. Havili, good run from the hooker. Remember, Damien Cook on the bench to start this game. Cameron Murray, now the Rabbitohs are rolling forward nicely. Their ruck speed has been good over the last couple of plays. Havili going open side again. Ilias back to Tom Burgess. Good run from Burgess. Game number 221 this evening. Havili, good meters, 73 on that set. Oh, and Montoya just keeps it in the field of play.
Brilliant work from Charles Nickel-Cookster then. He knew that he was going to come over the line. There was a lot of possession in terms of weight coming through. Stopped him from getting over the line. As a result, they're too over-eager, too anxious, the bunnies, getting up offside.
That would be disappointing for the Rabbitohs. That was a terrific set. They really came downfield nicely.
Let's go, come on.
Jackson Ford nods in agreement. Johnson seeks the safety of the touchline. It's a day to be out on the field, not sitting on the bench freezing your butt off, eh, Mons? What do you reckon?
I think it's a day to be up in the commentary box, to be perfectly honest there, Glenn.
Here's our 4. Good news is the rain shouldn't be with us the whole game. It's been coming and going all day in Auckland. When it falls, it has been brutal. Our 4 again handles for the second time in the set. Damien Cook summing it up, how freezing it is. He's itching to get on. Here's Johnson, another short ball to Jackson 4. But so far, the Rabbitohs tackling has been secure. They haven't missed a tackle in the first 6 minutes. Here's a good play, the ball, and Egan. Crowd thought that Havili wasn't back, and he wasn't. There you go.
Yeah, I think it was a high shot. Honey, is that what you saw from me?
Yeah, the crowd definitely saw it as well. We see slips under there. He'll go and report for this one. Wade Egan takes a whack around the chops. It's a tough cookie though. He'll be up, ready to go again.
Yeah, you're right, Honey. Havili does go on report for that shot. Interesting, the Warriors are going to, both teams have to curb their ambition a little bit here, Monty, with the conditions. I mean, they both want to play some football.
No doubt about it. When you're talking about the weather, though, the Warriors side have been very good through the middle of the park, been scoring a lot of their points through there, and I think in these conditions it suits them well. The shape is still there. A lot of fresh legs as well.
There's a good run from our 4 as the Warriors now inside the red zone. Nickel Cookstart. Here's this right edge again. Watanisa Leslie up, but there were plenty of Rabbitohs players right there.
Okay, help guys. Up together, Tom.
Good to have a dab on the 3rd tackle. They stay short side here. That's Berry. He is there, very close. Within a whisker of scoring. Egan. Johnson. Harris. Looking to keep the ball going. And finally gets it free to Egan. But they've lost a lot of metres here as Metcalf puts the dancing shoes on. Last play now for the Warriors. Where's Johnson? Can he cook something up here? There's a gap on the inside. Nickel Cookstar still going. But in the end, he's taken short. Well handled by the Rabbitohs defence, Honey.
Yeah, that was good defence from the Rabbitohs. Not the best end to the set for the Warriors. Had options either side. Probably got a little disorganised there through the middle.
That's what you want, attacking defence. They're going after them now, the Warriors.
Like they were early. Both teams completing at 100%. No errors in the game yet. Havili. And Milner's hit hard again, but he offloads to Cameron Murray. For Noah Blake again, or was that Barnett?
I think it's both.
It's both of them. They absolutely nailed Murray. Here's Milne again. Again, another late offload, and it's a really good one for Cody Walker. He's up on the 40. Fast play the ball too, Havili. The Warriors struggling to get back as Tartola screams over the halfway line. This is good work as Walker measures that kick. And in the end, it's going to perhaps a bit of a bummer there for the Rabbitohs. They had a good roll on there.
It's been a good contest, back and forth. Bit of an arm wrestle and trying conditions. Both teams very desperate in defence, working really hard to get in the picture in the frame. Especially the Rabbitohs working hard to get up their line and put pressure on the outside edges, especially the right side. They know where the danger is, Honey.
Montoya. So a chance now for the Rabbitohs to force an error. With the Warriors bringing the ball out here is Hon Pompey. Having a good season, Adam Pompey. 16th game, he's played all the games. This is Jackson Ford. Taken by Murray. Nothing flash from the Warriors in this set as they come off their own line. Here's Nickel Crookstart.
Back here, gotta wait.
Rabbitohs have already made 20 more tackles than the Warriors. That's good footwork by Harris. Last play now for the home team.
Not late.
Johnson. Aerial attack this time. Johnston secure under the high ball. Nicely taken.
Rockaberry right there. He's been reading those ones well. Big imposing figure. Here the footstep coming down. Sloshing amongst all that wet out there as well.
Now, Tyrone Munro, we need to give him a shout out today. He's just 18 years of age. He just played the ball there. He was playing SG ball for the Rabbitohs earlier on in the season, broke his collarbone, and he becomes Rabbitohs 1191 tonight. So congratulations to Tyrone Munro and his family. Great achievement. He'll remember this game for the rest of his life, especially if the Rabbitohs go on and win it. As Murray gives it to Walker, and now it's out to Johnston. Well handled though, as the Rabbitohs can't get out of their own half this time. So their sets have been a mixture, haven't they? They've had 2 terrific sets of 70 metres plus, but that one was only 27. Chance Nickel-Crookstar. How good has he been in 2023? Fantastic player. Metcalf. Now Montoya. Now the grind. Feels like the grind of the game is already here, doesn't it, Honey?
Oh, both teams really grinding through, and also getting a feel for the conditions that continue to change. The weather comes down hard and fast. They've got the wind factor in there as well. So both teams really starting to feel it out and grind through this opening 11 minutes.
Feels very even all of a sudden, doesn't it? As we see Egan for Noah Blake. Here's Johnson. Back on the inside goes Mitch Barnett. Another penalty for the Warriors. That's the 3rd one in the game for them. Another high tackle.
Well, it doesn't help your cause if yourselves have been very good defensively, been hunting, working really hard to put the pressure on this Warriors side, especially when they're showing their shape and wanting to pass the ball. But it's all coming undone with shots like this.
Yeah, Michael Cheekham.
A little bit unlucky there. Barnett was coming down. Michael Cheekham coming over the top. You've got to be careful. You've got to change your tackle height. Good opportunity now for the Warriors.
Cheekham is a tall player. One of the Auckland-born players in the South team, as we see up 4. There was Burgess flying in there, trying to cut him in half. Well, barely a 10th of him as it turned out. Here's Harris. For Noah Blake, spins beautifully. The X-factor is going to be critical this evening. Who's going to be capable? It's a set restart for the Warriors. Johnson. There goes Jackson forward. 5 metres out. Fast play the ball as well here. Egan. Metcalf. Scored 2 tries earlier on in the season. Luke Metcalf hunting a 3rd. 4. Goal line defence from the Rabbitohs has been really good so far in this game. Can they hang on here? Egan. Yes, from Noah Blake, just trying to barge through. Egan, there could be space out wide now. Barnett, Nickel-Crookstar. The gap shuts very quickly. Now he's going to have to surrender that tackle with Barnett ahead of him. It's a little messy from the Warriors. Looking to get some composure back to him. Maybe brute force too.
There you go, straight up the middle. What he knows best.
Last play now. Johnson. He's going to run it. Metcalf, clever kick. Oh, beautifully taken by Taff. That was a difficult bouncing ball.
Very good indeed. He came across. A lot of pressure. He would have heard the footsteps. Of course, the conditions don't help as well as they try to get out of their own end. Great work from Taff.
The Warriors, I think, were the fans anyway, were thinking that the players might have been obstructed chasing through there. There's no call by Ashley Klein. Lord Matangi. He's a good player, isn't he?
Been brilliant for this side all year long.
Fantastic player. Murray too. And now Junior Patola, another Tongan international. Havili, there's 3 Tongan internationals in there as we see Cody Walker get the ball out of there. Never in doubt that catch from Charles Nickel-Crookstar. The Warriors looking to get this crowd into the game again. Here's Marcelo Montoya. Back goes Elias.
They are creeping. Referee's got to watch that team from the south side. Wanted to get up, very eager.
Pompey. Line breaks have been hard to find in the game. In fact, they've been impossible. None in the game so far. Here's for Noah Blake. One offload earlier. That's his 5th hit up. He's already run for 45 metres. Here's Egan. Here comes Johnson. Metcalf again. A high shot again there. I think it was Lachlan Ilias again. third high tackle in the first 15 minutes.
Well, it just shows you, defensively, they're struggling to keep up. Yeah, they're getting numbers in there, but they're getting wrong-footed, and as a result of that, they're desperate defence. That time, it didn't even come off the ball. They hit him clean across the chops. Although they're turning up defensively, they are being made to work and be pushed around the park.
Where are you, Sean? What are you doing?
Penalties. 5 penalties now to the Warriors. Dominating possession. But no points to show for it so far. Metcalf gives it to Blake. A standout performer for the Warriors this season. Egan. Harris used as a decoy. Here's a 4. Hitting the line nice and strong. Ruck speed though. A little bit slow as Egan gives it to Johnson. There's Metcalf. Pompey ran through. They have read everything so far, the Rabbitohs. Got everything spot on. Egan. Pompey. There's the try. Marcelo Montoya.
Well, you can feel it coming from the Warriors, and that left edge attack has been probing away at the Rabbitohs. Luke Metcalf, ball in hand, he's so electric. You got to keep him under wraps. And you can see what they do with their brand of football, and they spread that ball wide. This is exactly what happened. Short side play, Pompey out to Montoya. They're in for the first points.
Beautiful work playing down the short side. Not much on there in terms of numbers, but I tell you what, though, they played a short side. They played it well. They watched last week as we saw the right edge. And, of course, Dallin in particular scored 4 tries. He goes, what? It's my turn. He came in nice, got nice and low. I think with the Warriors and what they're trying to do with the ball in hand is great, but they just need to play it inside shoulders. They need to straighten up a little bit to commit the defence when they come on. Then you'll find some joy a little bit wider out. But that's how you start. The Warriors have been very good with the ball in hand so far, Glenn.
The try is finally confirmed now. Good look at that that run from Jackson Ford. Just off the ball there, but they have confirmed everything now. So Montoya locks in his 6th try of the season. So they've ruled that a defensive decision.
It was beautiful. He was in line to take the ball. There was no decoys. He was in a position, if he had got that ball, I think he would have been hard to stop himself. Well worked play. A lot of energy from that man, Marcelo Montoya. Love getting that across the line.
There's no joke about that try, is there? Good for the Warriors to score down the left edge too, isn't it?
I think it's good for the crowd too. Warmed them up a bit. Braving the elements.
So Johnson's season success rate 79, just above his career average of 76. Lovely kick from Johnson. Every 2 points on a night like this is absolute gold. 6 points to 0, 17 minutes gone. Montoya, his 17th try for the Warriors in his career. He's been here since 2021. Earliest restarts play. There's our 4. You can see Damien Cook is on the field now, number 9. Not starting tonight. So 17 minutes of play for Havili, and Cook is finally out there. Harris. Cook is the leading tackler in the NRL this season. He's averaging a very handy 40 tackles per game. There's Barnett. Good leg drive again from Barnett. Such a key player for the Warriors. Just glues everything together as Blake. Again. Fantastic meters. Egan looking for that runner. It's Jackson Ford. Good return set by the Warriors here. Getting well inside the Rabbitohs half. Gives Johnson the opportunity to go high again. Beautifully weighted kick. Good chase from Watani Zelezniak and Rocco Berry. Johnson's kicking has so far been spot on. And the Warriors' line speed, Monty's been excellent too.
Been good, going after them. I think they're realising the Roosters' game defensively. The Roosters went after them. It does become a bit of an attacking weapon. In this case, they're doing well to keep them within inside their 20-metre line.
There's Munro handing again, the 18-year-old now, Tane Milne. Wrestling, Tane Milne. He'll love the opportunity to play against the Warriors. Now here's a run from Sele, who also got relegated to the bench before kickoff. Ame Sele. Cook. Back to Ilias, just outside the 40. There's Montoya. Brings the ball back for the Warriors. Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it, but it's a penalty.
Wait. So Cam, you're downtown on the kick. That's the ruling. Can't be challenged, that's the ruling. You're in front of the play the ball when the ball was kicked.
Okay, so he's offside. It wasn't a strip.
You're in front of the play the ball before the ball was kicked. Go.
I told you they've been eager. They know defensively they've got to be a lot better against a very good attacking side, especially over the last 3 weeks. This Warriors outfit. Cameron Murray trying to cheat the extra yards as we wait for the division.
That was a bit sloppy in the end from Cameron Murray, wasn't it? It was a good kick, good chase. Discipline is hampering South's 6 penalties they've conceded in 20 minutes. They're going to, on that average, they'll be conceding 24 penalties in the game by the end of it. Surely not. Harris.
Come back here.
Souths are coming up to 100 tackles. That's 40 more now than the Warriors. Up 4. Continues to have good start to this game. Well over a season's average. There's a good little short ball for Noah Blake, and Jackson Ford has gotten the road there, so the Warriors mix it up.
You're in front of the ball.
Back to shunt with Bunty R4, Monty, as we see this again. 52 metres he's averaging this season, and he's already on 75 metres in the first 20 minutes.
Still, starts are imperative. You've got to set the tone. You've got to be very strong, especially when you've seen themselves have come out with the bigger bodies out there to ensure that they, really make the most and make the inroads. Next to Bunty for the way he's running and tackling. Tries to lessen that impact.
Cook, here's Sele again. Good run by the front rower. South looking to run with a bit more purpose in this set. Tom Burgess. Cook. Murray. Good play from Walker. Ooh, maybe a little too cute there as Watani Zelezniak tidies up.
I think it comes off Rocco Berry's hand as well. Cameron Murray, though, going to the line, be defensively trying to lead the way, or with the ball in hand as well. See this little shape they've got. Cody Walker just gives them the pump. Rocco stays on him. Just a little bit of a touch on the ball there. Done some space.
I think if he cut his fingernails this morning, he would have got away with that one. What do you reckon, honey?
Borderline. I'll tell you what, though, the defence of the Warriors in these last couple of sets has been strong. They're adding numbers into their tackles and really slowing that ruck speed down of the Rabbitohs. They get opportunity here.
They've only missed 3 tackles in the game so far. South's 11, but this is a big chance for South here. Your best chance in the game so far is Cook. Gives it to Burgess. Just a few metres out. Warriors on their goal line for the first time in the game as Cook looks to get Murray involved. Put that move on against the Kiwis at the World Cup, didn't he?
Oh, acceleration from Cook.
Cook making a big difference. Walker. Here's Johnston. Too much speed off the mark from Alex Johnston. And he scores for the 5th game in a row against the Warriors.
Well, he's a try-scoring machine, Johnston. Don't have to give him much room to move. He'll know where to go, put the ball down. Nice little bit of shape out here. I think they bit on too much here. on Chi Cam. Rocco Berry coming across. I don't think Chi Cam was in a position to actually take that ball, but it comes backdoor as well. Held up beautifully. The pass, that man, how many times he's done that? The answer is almost the most in NRL history.
Yeah, another try for Alex Johnston, his 13th this season.
Just there, Blake.
We're already seeing the influence of Damien Cook coming on.
Absolutely. As we check out that all-time list, he's hunting Steve Menzies and Billy Slater. You're right. The Damien Cook influence has been massive, hasn't it, honey?
Yeah, just the precision of that pass there. Gets out to Cody Walker. It's a numbers game. And Alex Johnson, as we know, try-scoring machine. They get themselves back into this tussle.
The leg speed and threat and around dummy half when Cook has his hands on the ball.
Yeah, and I've got to say, it's a curious decision not to start him. As we see, Blake Taaffe taking over the goal kicking, of course, from Latrell Mitchell. Taaffe kicking at 74% this season, and he misses that one. So Johnston gets Souths on the board. 6-4, 16 to play until halftime.
Who's up? When they've got the ball.
I hope you're enjoying the coverage here at Mount Smart. We've got a game on our hands here. Both teams looking to stay in the top 8, move up, perhaps into the top 4. This game, one of the next 4 where the Warriors play teams inside the top 8 before ending the season with a whole bunch of games of teams that are outside of the top 8 at the moment.
Okay, Bunty, move! He's 10 out of wait, guys, wait!
Cook on the 20. Burgess.
Let him up, Rocco! Just here. Hold here, wait, wait! Go.
Cook again, weighing up the options. This is Michael Chikam.
Wait, move! Bunty, loop! Back here. Go, 3.
Good play the ball from him. Murray. Here they go. This is Kaloa Matangi. He's well looked after by Adam Pompey. Jackson Ford and Luke Metcalf as well. Cook. Looking to lure a penalty, but it's not coming for the Rabbitohs. Last play now, Cody Walker at dummy half. Lachlan Ilias with the kick. Was taken in the end there by Munro, but he's taken on the 20. Munro was listed to play in the centres, is actually playing out on that right wing side. Richie Kenner is listed to play on the right wing as they're playing at left centre. A bit of a reshuffle there for the Rabbitohs.
We're told that Munro's the fastest man in the Souths club.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, John Sutton, who coached him in SG Ball, rates him highly. And he's not only played SG Ball, he's played Jersey Flegg and New South Wales Cup. Now, Delamatani Zalesnia not liking that tackle. A chicken wing tackle there, maybe.
Negro coming through, gets to the back of it.
Zalesniak already in anguish.
Well, Hami Saleh finds himself in a situation where he probably shouldn't be. We know at the start of the year there was a lot of carry-on with
drops,
hip drop. I'd say that's the intention there, but that's the position he found himself in. Luckily, he's fine.
Yeah, I think what the bunker has noted there, that the impact of the play doesn't actually come down on Watene Zalesniak. So lucky he gets away with it, but he's still trying to shake that one off.
And nothing came of that tackle. Fanor Blake runs into Damien Cook. Dylan Walker's on the field, folks, for the Warriors, wearing 14. Johnson to end the set. Putting pressure on Alex Johnston again. Johnston returns the ball, a tackle by Tohu Harris. He's already made 15 tackles in the game.
Got away, go one. Markers are good.
Walker gives it to Richie Kenner.
Walker knows this club all too well. his old stomping grounds.
Yes, of course, Walker debuting for Souths in the NRL in his lengthy career. That was back in 2013. Kenne's the player. Look at this tackle. Doesn't look much in it either, does it?
No, it looks very similar to the last one. There's no rotation in there, as the bunkers advise there. I think they were having a look at actually Tohu's movements there, but he falls off to the side. So, again, just the players are needing to adjust to the conditions. It's slippery out there.
Well refereed as well.
Well refereed, I tell you, the rain is really coming down, and this is a great run from Milne.
Back here, you're Milky. Play the ball, Johnny.
This is Murray. Cody Walker. Can he get those arms free, but Berry over the top seals it off.
You fell forward, go.
Opportunity on the short side here for Selec or Johnson in the bouncy castle. Here's Cook. Ilias with the kick. Not much of a kick there from Ilias, comfortably taken by Dallin Wataniza-Lesnier.
Yeah, but the kick's as good as it's chased. That was great from the South boys. Once again, it's been good. Cameron Murray, it's been everywhere. That time putting his shoulder in, laying the smack down on the boys.
Nickel Cookster.
Stand now, you dropped.
Eighth carry, he's up there, 60 metres. Harris, into the line, he plunders. 60 metres of possession, very much favouring the Warriors in this game so far. Here's Dylan Walker. Nice angled run from Walker, but he well handled there by number 16, that's Mwale, who's on now for Souths. Johnson again going high. Taff. Again, a good chase, and look at Barnett and Johnson driving back.
Shows you Dylan Walker's leg speed, pokes his nose through. That's what you want with the fresh legs coming on, and this defence is how you back it up.
Kenner, no space for him whatsoever. Now Johnston, next man up. Walker. Hits him hard. They would have played a few games together back in the early days of Walker's career at Souths. There's Cook. Here's Murray again. Copybook tackle from Dylan Walker. And that was Lachlan Ilias with the kick. So plenty of opportunity here for the Warriors. There's Nickel Cookster. Great return of the football.
He's brilliant.
Something in his hips that make him really hard to tackle.
He is brilliant. He never stops trying. He's a ball of energy. Transitions from attack to defence. He tries to carry multiple times. Effort on effort every time.
Oh, Egan. Here comes Funua Blake. Deciding to hold the ball.
Probably can't tell at home, but the conditions are atrocious. So
and the ball handling is amazing from both teams. We're 27 minutes in. The Warriors are completing at 100%. Sorry, 94%. It's Souths who are completing at 100%. Incredible. There goes Johnson measuring this one on the last play. And there's a penalty to the Warriors, and this is a key call right here.
Well, Sean Johnson's been hammering that left edge, constantly sending all the high balls down that way. You could feel that it was going to come eventually. Lots of pressure coming in from the Warriors.
Yeah,
they finally get the reward.
2 hands at a time. And
you can just questioning whether that was a professional foul.
on the line, back foot.
It is really hosing down here at Mount Smart. What better time to score a try than right now? Walker. Egan. Here's Funua Blake. Ball handling's going to be critical, and that's been excellent from both teams so far. Is Egan. Harris used as a decoy. And yeah, we set it up. There's the first error, one of the first errors of the game. Barnett dropping it.
Where do you want it?
The rain is torrential, I tell you. An opportunity there for the Warriors trying to come back against the grain. But that ball was meant for Tohu. You know what, though, the quality of this game, with the weather conditions on both sides being really good, South Sea to drop the ball or make any errors. Defence is what's keeping both sides into this.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? Over the next 50 minutes of play.
Stay here. Fuck off. Here we go. Let's go, Lachlan. Break!
Tane Milne thumped by Adam Pompey and Marcelo Montoya. Look at them hunting the Rabbitohs players. Moale going nowhere. Matangi. Good tough carry, that one.
Strong carry, especially with the line speed. Numbers in the picture.
And that rain is coming down. No wind at all. And no space there for Hamesele, although the Rabbitohs get a penalty. Sean Johnson will offside.
Sorry, mate.
Good touch finder there for the Rabbitohs. They're going to get a full set here inside the Warriors half. And Kenner gets straight into it.
Stand now! Wait here, guys. Wait! You're milking.
Chikam and now Sele.
Hey! Release him! Wait.
Cook keeps it on the short side. Chikam. This is Ilias. Rabbitohs just threatening a little bit there.
Injection of pace from him and Cook.
100%. Chikam again at first receiver. Gets those big legs winding up. Now they're down almost to the 10. Cook sniping. Murray. There's Walker. Played it. It's a fresh set for the Rabbitohs. And they're right on their 2-metre line here. Big moment in the first half. There's Sele. Takes it down to 5 metres. Big chance here for the Rabbitohs to take the lead. Murray. That's the line right there. Another penalty goes against the home team.
Well, the tackle needed to be strong. Murray ran a beautiful line. He's been everywhere for this side. A wonderful player. Think about taking games by the scruff of the neck and really trying to make your mark. That's what he's been doing all game. Courageous line. He knew that Adam Fanor-Blake was there. And unfortunately, a little bit high from Adam. Wonderful player, honey.
Well,
taking
a look at that.
Yeah, it didn't look good, did it, honey, for Adam Fanor-Blake?
Oh, he might see some time in the bin here.
I need you here. I need you here. Mate, well, don't say anything. You're in the bin 10 minutes. Let's go on the court. It doesn't matter. You didn't even give him a warning. Mate, we're muted, okay? There's direct force, make contact with the head. We're not going to argue it. You didn't even want to come over.
Big moment there for Fanor-Blake out of the
that's not why he's going.
game for the next 10 minutes.
On their merit, right? Okay, and that one there will stack up with what we've done throughout the course of the season.
Let's caught the Warriors by surprise a little bit, honey. What do you reckon?
Well, they've ruled it definitive in terms of the direct force to the head, which sees them 10 minutes in the bin. The Rabbitohs going to take the points here.
Interesting decision. Once, what do you make of that?
Oh, look, it's a penalty. It's going to the bin. We can't help that. It's the referee's call. But this is what I'm thinking. The bunny shouldn't be kicking for goal. They should be tapping and going straight away.
They've got a player advantage. They decide to take the points as Taff nudges it over.
You know, that gives the Warriors time now to have a chat, to get a breath back, and to breathe, and to put their own defence on the bunnies rather than just, you know, getting the ball back-to-back defensive efforts. Wrong call, I feel.
Well, we'll see in the fullness of time. Now the Warriors are not. They're not. They are used to.
Sure, Johnson enjoying the beats.
Yes, he is. But they have to knuckle down. They've knuckled down quite well through the season, the Warriors, frankly, with 12 players on the field. Hamisele. With the first carry. Cook made a difference as he come on.
Well, those easy yards then. Defensive line needs to get up. Game's in the balance right now with the man short.
A couple of runs coming from Moale, and now Mitchell is out there. Shaq Mitchell wearing 15. Selly. Right on the halfway line. That's a good run from Hamisele. He's made a big impact since coming on too. Almost 100 metres he's gained already.
A great set from the Bunnies.
Yeah, they've marched upfield nicely as Walker looks to ice that set with a good kick. Lesnick's dropped it. Walker almost hunted it and picked it up. But in the end, it's going to be some key minutes here for the Warriors on defence coming up.
There's high fives everywhere. They're up, they're ready. They realise it's an opportunity to pounce, and pounce is what they're looking to do. Campbell Murray, Ilias, Walker, they've all been saying lift the energy. Now's the time. Heads down, but it's got to be lifted. Let's see how much resolve that this Warriors side does have going into the break.
Well, big chance here. Big 4 minutes coming up in this first half. Ilias gives it to Mitchell. Water pooling in that part of the ground now. It's been a lot of rain in the first half. Here's Cook. Walker. Mitchell gets it back. He'll just take the tackle.
Stand now, you dropped.
Cook. There's a charge forward by Moale.
Releasing their charge.
Nothing flash from the Rabbitohs in this set so far. Now they might play some football. Walker. And that's unfortunate as Kenner slips.
Like they had the jump there.
Walker. Back to Cheekham. Bumps one out of the way, Michael Cheekham. That's the goal line right there. Last play now for the Rabbitohs. Oh, big gap. Cam Murray carves them up. And there's a try.
Well, Mitch Barnett is crying foul. We'll have a look at this one. Try has been awarded so far. He went in untouched, didn't he?
Well, we'll see. Well, Mitchell's come through on Barnett there. It's going to be interesting to see if this try is going to be confirmed.
Well, we have seen in recent weeks when the letter of the law is held, obstruction has come into play, even when it hasn't really accounted for what would have been a try. It's going to be an interesting one.
Sean actually kicked the ball past the play the ball, so downtown doesn't apply now.
So if he catches it, say that's the play.
Try's not confirmed yet. Murray, there it is. Big gap there, isn't it?
So what we've seen in past weeks is that there's no way that Mitch Barnett would have been able to stop that try. There's no doubt about it. But we've seen inside and further in from defensive players that there has been obstruction.
So the try's confirmed. So the Rabbitohs have come back from a 6-0 deficit to take the lead. They score while the Warriors have a player in the bin. And they executed it well.
That guy, he's been brilliant.
Hasn't he?
Been brilliant.
Yeah.
I think he had a red cape underneath his jumper. Been superb tonight. They're very happy watching that man as well, what he's been doing for the south side. He's been everywhere in the first 40 minutes. Weathered the storm and come back strong, the Bunnies.
Well, a challenge to the Warriors. So Pompey to restart. And Munro hit hard.
Steve Jackson! You dropped. Wait.
Kalua-Matangi. Good strong run from Kalua-Matangi.
Just a powerful runner.
Cook. Milne as they plug that short side again. Cook again. Murray, the try scorer. And now Moale right on the halfway line. Possession is just evening up a little bit now. The Warriors seeing very little ball in the last 5 minutes. Here's Mitchell. Last play now. And Ilias runs onto it nicely here. Oh, beautiful play. Munro, he's lost that, has he? Doesn't matter as Nickel Quickstart picks it up anyway.
They've been threatening South. See Munro, we've heard of his speed. Maybe we'll see it tonight. Have to see it unfold. The fastest man amongst the South club, we're told. You see him, he looks well balanced, doesn't he?
He does. He freed him up nicely. Montoya. Zwataneza Lesniak. South, you've got to hand it to them. They've taken their opportunities in the last 15 to 20 minutes with Fanua Blake in the sin bin. Done everything right. As we approach half-time, Barnett. Egan. Harris. Has been knocked on by the Warriors. The Warriors have played very well in the second halves of games through the season. Let's see if that trend continues here in this game. And on the other side of the equation, the Rabbitohs were 5-0 down at half-time against the Cowboys last week. They ended up losing 31 points to 6. They got hammered. I want to rectify that in this game right here. Here's Murray, who had a terrific first half. Cook. Kalor Matangi. Cook again. Murray, this is a good first set by the Rabbitohs as Johnston is flying through past Wataneza Lesniak. If the bounce had gone to Johnston right there, he was in for another try. And has it been touched by the Warriors? Last play now, in fact, it's Taff. Taken short, gee whiz. That was a near thing.
Well, Taff was going for an all-or-nothing play. It would have been a big play. Gone down the field 100 metres. Look at the way they've been carrying the ball. Defensive now, the tenacity, the line speed, they really are putting this Warrior side under the pump.
A great start for the Rabbitohs. And there goes Wataneza Lesniak being bent back. Taff, the eyes lit up. The try line was right there. Poppy. Now the Warriors hang on as Harris. 56 metres in the first half, 25 tackles. Hugh Harris having another monster game. Here's Walker.
Last tackle, Cam! Mark straight!
9 metres inside his own half. Johnson inside the 40. Down to Alex Johnston. Barnett chasing through.
Up now!
Good chase by Mitch Barnett.
Wait here, wait!
62 metres from 7 carries, 15 tackles for him in the first half.
Tomu! Back in, Mitch! Back there.
The Rabbitohs are up for this. They know if they can win on Mount Smart here, big win for them,
Up now! Wait,
given their
move.
recent form.
Turn the season around. No doubt about it. They did. Looks like Adams coming back on. As I thought, need him out there, this Warriors side.
The Rabbitohs have lost 4 of their last 5. One stage they went on a 6-game winning streak. Picked up by Cody Walker. And there's the kick through. Michael Quickstart over there nicely to field it.
He's safe. Brilliant work. Rolling towards it.
So Adam Fanua-Blake back on the field. Warriors back to 13. There's been no gaps for the Warriors at all up the middle. The defence has been very sound by the Rabbitohs. They're turned up to win this game here. Here's Adam Fanua-Blake. Generating that ruck speed, are they? Play the ball speed is not fast enough for the Warriors. As Egan takes a dab up towards the halfway line. Metcalf. Johnson. Johnston back as the rain starts to bucket down again.
And that showed you the importance of Adam Blake. He was the only one in that set of 6 in terms of a carry that made some yards and was a quick play of the ball. Hope this crowd can get the boys up.
I love an error now. Souths have only made 1 error in the game. That is amazing given the conditions. Oh, that's a bad play the ball right there. Oh, it's play on. Kalormatangi tidies up for the Rabbitohs.
I think he's lucky it wasn't a penalty. Jackson Ford.
Murray standing wide of the ruck. Here's Cody Walker, who's starting to get into the game nicely. Richie Kenner. Comfortably handled by Berry. Last play now. Oh, Elias. Pressured by Wade Egan. And the luck is not going to go the Warriors' way.
There's a better defensive set from the Warriors as well.
Charged down and the tackle count has been restarted. We're on the 6 tackle.
Just looking to determine if it's a charge down or he's tackling the man. Wade Egan raises his hands in an attempt to block the path of the ball. This is considered a charge down. The challenge is unsuccessful.
If you look at Wade Egan's eyes there, not one time did he actually look at the ball. He had eyes for the man that whole time to suggest that he was going to block the path of the ball. I just can't fathom that.
Yeah, it's a tough call, that one. You know, he could strongly argue that he was raising his arms to make the tackle.
Well, you make your luck, don't you? The south side's been very, very good. High energy, and turning the screws when they can. Forwards have been getting over the vantage line, getting down, playing the ball for the next player.
Wait here, wait!
Here's Mitchell. The Rabbitohs rolling forward through Murray. Not touched, it's play on. No forward pass ruled either. Here's Cook. Murray tries to go through Wade Egan. It's a good shot right there from Dylan Walker. Cook rolling forward again. This is Walker. Nice tackle from Wataniza Lesniak on Richie Kenner. Needed to be made as well with the try line looming. Walker. Caught in possession. Cheekham. Now as Egan knocked that down, he has its more possession coming for the Rabbitohs. Play on, Cook's away. He's inside the 20. Here's Taff. Now Mitchell again. They're inside the 10. The Rabbitohs, if they can score here, it'll be a killer blow in this contest. Simple play, good tackle from Barnett. Absolutely got all of that Rabbitohs player, who's Moale. Kalormatangi. Warriors defence is holding up. There's still 2 tackles left in this set, though. Here's Elias. Murray will set it up for the last play. Cook. That's Elias. Beautifully picked up by Kenner. That's Cody Walker. And Berry's going to knock it dead for a line drop out. A close call here.
That is brilliant play from South. Wonderful work keeping that ball alive. The skill set to go from hands to hands, inside and out to stay alive, even when the ball's on the ground, to pick it up. Scrambling defence there from the Warriors as well. That's just great rugby league all around. But if you're a South supporter, man, that is some pressure that they're heaping on right now, honey.
And they get another shot here, don't they? But just the urgency that they're showing, they're willing to play expensive football within these conditions. The Warriors are under a whole lot of pressure at the moment.
Cody Walker is starting to really stand up, isn't he? Some lovely touches. As we've seen the Warriors continue to go short. And it's taken nicely by Munro. So the Warriors go back on D.
Good one to take for the young man on debut. A lot of pressure there. Took it well.
Mitchell. He's been good off the bench as well. The Warriors on their line again. They're just a couple of metres out. As Mwale plays the ball for Damien Cook again. Ilias taken strongly by Fanua Blake. Seals the ball off for an offload too. Not coming. Cook, short again to Mitchell. Really good tackle by Jackson Ford. Cook. Murray to Walker, gets it around his player again. Beautiful kick. It's Alex Johnston. Another double for Alex Johnston.
Well, the Rabbitohs have had all the momentum and all the possession. And we talk about big players stepping up. And Cody Walker, you see he gets on the outside here. Superb kick, well weighted. Alex Johnson finishes them off. It's a result of all the pressure coming on the Warriors.
Oh, so smooth. We mentioned the skill set before and what they did in the last time to force the dropout. They've been brilliant, Souths. Very good. Passing the ball from end to end, coming out with some clutch plays. None better than that man, Cody Walker. Beautiful left foot kick in the corner. Winger on Song to pick it up and score. Coming back from Tyrone Munro as well. First to defuse the short kickoff.
So there he is. He draws level with Steve Menzies. Fantastic try scoring. Strike rate. Beautiful play from Cody Walker. Fantastic. Really starting to take control of the game. And Damien Cook, since he's been on the field too, honey, been very good. Taff misses the conversion. 16-6 the score remains. 10 minutes played in the second half. That's very good play. Excellent vision. And no wonder they're jumping.
Plenty to jump about. Been brilliant with the Storm Million in their first half to come back strong when the Warriors are a man down. It's been brilliant to really bully them in this first part of this second half.
Well, South's key players, honey, are standing up, aren't they? Cook, Walker, Cameron Murray. They've all been brilliant.
Also the men through the middle. They've got all the momentum. They're hammering through the middle of the field, getting that quick play the ball.
Arnett in there trying to make an aggressive tackle. Harris is off the field at the moment for the Warriors. By the way, folks, Sirenen is out there. It's Mitchell, taken nicely by Wade Egan. Cook away from dummy half. Egan's back and square at marker.
Up now! Mark straight! Right guys, way!
Murray. Hardly any possession at all for the Warriors in the second half so far.
Wait, guys, wait, Visco.
Walker. Watani-Zelezniak straight down his throat. And he's been quiet tonight, Watani-Zelezniak. Montoya. The Warriors now have the chance to build into something here. Really need to be the next scorer in this game.
There's some position down the other end of the field. Take some of the energy away from the south side. Full of energy, full of attack, even through their defence.
Egan. Now Johnson. Very. Yeah, it's just not quite clicking there, like it was last week. Last play now for the Warriors. Johnson persists with the bomb. Taff is secure.
Nice and safe. Fuses the situation. It's the ball's rolling around. Munro leads him out now from the mouth carry.
Oh, Fanor Blake got him. Matangi. Again, Walker in there. Putting him on the turf. Johnston. Amazing strike rate of tries as we see Moale taking the next carry.
Mark straight. Wait. Not late.
Elias inside the 40. Straight down Nico Puxta with the set starting on the 30. He's driven back beautifully. Go back to Johnston's second try. That's the 50th time he's scored multiple tries in the game in his career. Extraordinary, really. There's Watani Zelezniak. Oh, he's hit hard. Wade Egan. Barnett, desperately the Warriors searching for some go forward here. Some play the ball speed. Fanor Blake. Here's Metcalf taking the gap, Luke Metcalf. Beautiful scrambling D by the Rabbitohs though. Last play now for the Warriors. Johnson. Kick and chase this time. Watani Zelezniak. And it's just forced dead there by Alex Johnston. Great chase back by Alex Johnston.
Oh, he's got a hand to it as well.
What a great kick from Johnson.
Very good. See the Warriors being starved opposition. They've come back. They show that doesn't matter what part of the field they're from, they have got some strike. Great, well-weighted kick. They go short themselves.
Oh, Metcalf created the momentum with that half break. Oh, beautiful short pass. Oh, it's forward pass. And that's a key error going against the Warriors right there.
Well, it's risk versus reward, isn't it? You know, you've been starved the position, you get an opportunity to come down this end now and you camp yourself down here and you come up with a play like that too. 8 errors now, and you know, you think about the penalties early on against South, but now it's just all about errors, and you know, that could be at times be self-sabotage.
Well, in that big win last week, the Warriors made a lot of errors in that game too. So the error rate just creeping up a little bit in the last couple of matches. But how about that error rate from South? Just 1 in the game. That's amazing. High quality performance from them.
They had a short week in terms of preparation as well. They had to travel. It's come over. They played on Sunday night. Been brilliant.
Clock has to take the run. Messi let that play the ball. Murray over the halfway line he goes. Again, nothing flash from the Rabbitohs. Elias on this right edge. Matangi. What can Cody Walker cook up on this last play? He's been brilliant in recent plays. He's just going to haul it wide. That's Taff. Cut out past to Johnson. And away goes Watani Zelezniak. Is this a key moment in the game right here? Oh, what a big play from Dylan Watani Zelezniak.
Well, he scored 4 last week. Make that 5 in 2 games. When your side need it, he delivers. They embrace him. They understand under what they've been going through. It's a shape. It was a kick there from Johnson came off the chest. Was it a charge down? Didn't get a hand to it at all. This shot will shot a little bit better. Got in position to try and defuse the kick. Question is, did he touch it?
Decision's under review, looking for a potential knock-on and not a charge down.
Dylan Watene-Zelezniak knocks the ball on. The ball hits his chest and then his left hand constituting that knock-on rather than a charge down.
So in this instance here,
we have a decision.
He's attempting to catch the ball rather than block the ball. Yep. Thank you. Okay. Where do you want the
Well, to get out of jail card there for Souths. Fair enough too. Definitely got a hand to it. Think about where they were. They were really hot on attack once again. Impressive with their ball.
So Souths now have a huge opportunity again. 50-50 call going against the Warriors. And these little plays just haven't been going their way in this game. A fair play to Souths they've executed. Tane Milne. Inside the 20 he goes. This is Tom Burgess. Harris back out there. Cook. Oh, they're very close to the line now. That's Tatola. Souths looking for the killer blow. This is Murray. Cook again. Tatola. Cody Walker. Chance here on the right wing side. Off by tackle. That's Montoya with a beauty.
Very strong tackle. Nice shape there from South. They're coming across. The young man again, he's had a few opportunities in this game, hasn't he, Honey? He stepped up a number of times, but that time he wasn't quite good enough to get over the line.
No, that's good defence from the Warriors. Really, they've been under a ton of pressure. Really starting to weather the storm here.
That's Rocco Berry. Montoya, no space again. For Marcelo Montoya. Jackson forward. Solid run from him. Harris. There's Tom Arlett out there now for the Warriors. Again, it's hard-earned metres for the home team. Warriors have to play a bit of football. Rocco Berry. Nice tackle there from Cody Walker, but it's play on. And Johnson, slightly different tactic this time. It's a fantastic catch there from the young man Tyrone Munro.
Well, he looks at home, doesn't he? Pressure doesn't get to him. Still haven't quite seen the pace that he does possess. The game and not worrying about the pressures that are involved in it. Match awareness has been good too.
Munro doesn't turn 19 until Boxing Day. Young player with a lot of promise.
Jackson, move!
Cook. Lormatangi. Rabbitohs playing very good wet weather football. They've been very stingy, giving the Warriors nothing in this game. Here's Cook again. Ilya standing nice and close to him to receive the pass. Now Marcelo Montoya. Again, the Warriors don't get field position as the set starts on the 20. Vanessa Lesniak going nowhere. Bailey Sirinen.
They really are controlling the ruck, collisions, holding them down.
Fedor Blake. Hit hard by Cam Murray. Great tackle. He's 35th of the game. He's leading all tacklers. There's Johnson. Here goes Berry chasing through. And Johnson, again, a fantastic catch from him.
Been solid, Johnson. I think Rockaberry probably needs to contest that, maybe get up and jump for the ball. Get into that situation where you need some points. You've got to try something a little bit different.
Oh, Warriors are still not lacking in the effort stakes. The Rabbitohs play through that very sodden part of the field. Milne playing the ball. Lormatangi, another good carry from him. That's his 13th carry of the game. He's run over around 120 metres now. Tatola with the next carry. Hits the line nice and hard. Walker to seal a very solid set. And here comes Nickel Crookstar. 15 metres out from his own line. Montoya, Burgess goes flying in. Pompey with the next carry. Runs straight at Ilias. He's only had 35% possession in the second half. That's a good run from Metcalf. Much needed metres from the number 6, Harris. Now they've got some front foot running ball. But just as it turns, Cody Walker sends the Warriors right back into their own half again.
Well, that's a poor set from the Warriors. Really struggling to generate any kind of momentum through the middle to get them down the park. And then forcing errors like that, Cody Walker's straight on the ball.
And now they can control things again. Get down close to the Warriors' line. Maybe force a repeat set, Monty. Hard minutes coming up for the Warriors with 18 to play. Ilias, they're playing football again. Here's Walker. And it comes to Richie Kenner. He's only playing his 4th game of the season, Kenner. He's been very solid in the centre position. Here's Tatola. Again driving into the 10. Walker looming out on this left again. Here he is. Back to Cook. It's a little messy this time by the Rabbitohs. Lormatangi. He's a unit, isn't he? Gee whiz. Last play now. Here's Ilias. Taken by Kenner. And it's play on now with Johnson picking up the ball.
Oh, they've been so good, South. They're just rolling through the middle and playing with the football, or deciding to put it on and play for points. A very good side, put it down to Cody Walker. Lachlan Ilias, he's been good too. Really leading the side around the paddock so well indeed.
Tom Ali, even there, he can't get front foot running ball. Harris, Johnson, flicking it back onto Jackson Ford. Harris again. Johnson looming up on the right this time. That's the same play, but on the right flank this time. Harris, Johnson, flicked on. Montoya. And again, the Warriors' completion rate is falling now. It's down around 70%.
Well, you saw a change attack in terms of them trying to get down the field there, play a bit wide of the ruck, 2 out, 3 out. They actually found some space, but errors really still causing some concern for the Warriors.
I've seen how good Souths have been with the ball in hand, but defensively too. They know what they've done. They've rolled their sleeves up. They know when to be confrontational, get numbers in the tackle. They really have controlled the ruck with the ball and without the ball.
Just waiting on a ball. Just the one try in the second half to Alex Johnston, who's got 2 in the game.
Let's go, guys, come on.
There's 2 goals.
Head in.
And Murray, the other try, of course. Next week, the Warriors away to the Eels. And then next game, 15 minutes to play. Still a chance here for the Warriors. Montoya, the only try scorer for the Warriors in this game. Matangi, but again, it's just useful play again by Souths. Rainey's is off for a moment. Just as I say that, it just starts to intensify a bit. Here comes Tom Burgess. Patola gives it to Selle. Last play now for Souths. They're on the Warriors 10 again. Cook. How good has he been? Ilias. Clever kick. A try to Munro. A try on debut for the 18-year-old.
Tyrone Munro. It's been everywhere. Diffused a couple of times in terms of opportunities from the attacking side in the Warriors. Going to have a look there again. See if there was someone in front of the kicker. See that angle. Realise if there is a player in front of the kicker, there has to be a 10-metre radius as well.
Beautifully weighted kick.
So a bit of the speed that they've been talking about, Munro. He deserves that, doesn't he, that try? Very good. A couple of times they've been asked the question defensively. He's come up trumps. Made a few stops actually for his side today. That time he gets on the scoreboard. His first for his NRL career try.
That might just be the match winner as well with 13 minutes to play. This game and try. He scored 2 tries in 3 games in New South Wales Cup, 4 tries in 8 games in Jersey Flegg, and 3 tries in 2 games in SG Ball this year as well. And now Taff, one of his easier kicks this evening. And he nails it. 16-point margin now. 22-6. With 12 to play. Again, the execution, top-notch. Munro flying down the outside to score the try. Well, the Warriors will try to the bitter end of this game. They got close in Brisbane against Brisbane and Napier. They were behind by a similar margin. And Burgess has sealed it off just for the Rabbitohs.
Just the handling of the big man to get down and pounce on that one as well. Tough ask to come here on a short week to win a game on the road, Hard Place Go Media Stadium. Southside's been extraordinary.
They have one of their best performances of the season, you'd think, even accounting for that 6-game winning run they had earlier on in the year. And Souths fans could be excited, Monty. You've got Latrell Mitchell, Jai Arrow, all to come back. There's some key figures who are lurking on the sidelines at the moment. Now, Watani Zalesniak. Now, Rocco Berry. Just 3 line breaks in the game. 2 to South's 1. Only 1 to the Warriors. And they have really kept Nickel Pookstar quiet in this game. 113 metres for Chance Nickel Pookstar tonight. It's well below his season's average of 167. Walker tries to inject something from dummy half. Johnson. Johnson takes it comfortably. And Harris and Barnett drive him back. Now's the time for the Warriors to force an error. Keep the Rabbitohs pinned back as far as as long as they can in the set.
Stand there. Wait, guys, wait. Okay, so you broke your play on.
Meters being made here by Tavita Tatola.
And the difference today through that middle third, the ball carries the runners. Just by this man in particular, Pulumatangi.
Ilias. And that's a kick just to soak up a bit of time. Not a bad kick given the circumstances of this game. So Souths with this margin at the moment would move back into 5th place. The Warriors would drop to 6th. It's where the live ladder stands at the moment. It's a tight ladder, isn't it? Look at that, just 4 competition points separating the top 8 teams.
Exactly why you need to keep fighting defensively and offensively for the points he can.
Walker to the line he goes. Now Metcalf. Adam Pompey. Sliding into touch. And look at the delight right there on the South's players. Fantastic. That's pretty impressive.
What do you think about the lack of form they've been showing? Been struggling a little bit. Side to get a win of late, especially in their last 5. It's a win like this that galvanises the side, gets together. You thought there'd be more smiles in that box, wouldn't you? Sam Burgess, Jason Demetrio.
Sam Burgess. Here's Selly. Cook put in a wonderful performance since he's come on. You look at this performance and you think New South Wales selection in that 3rd State of Origin game, surely. Nicely picked up there by Kenner. Cook again. Amesele. Havili back out there now. Driving forward, Siliva Havili.
Last tackle, Jones! Last!
What will they do on the last play here? Cook. Selly gives it to Walker. Measures the kick again. And Montoya's just going to bash it dead.
Well, I realise safety first, but he's in a position, if he just catches that, it's a tap 20. See him retreating. He wasn't quite aware of where he needed to be. He did jump from the field of play, so it wouldn't have been a tap 20.
Short kick-off again for the Warriors. And that's play on. Come forward off a Rabbitohs player. Pompey. Oh, the Warriors have got to score, really, you think, from the set. I think that's been impressive as South's fitness too. They have not faded at all through this game. Johnson, short ball to Mitch Barnett.
Guys, the first half they've had all the ball. They've dominated the play. Really ever had their way with the Warriors.
And they've completed at 89%. Made only 3 errors. That's a good play to fall, but no one on his shoulder to run off him. Last play now as Johnson demands possession. Berry, Watani Zalesniak chasing through. And Johnson's taken it. And it's play on. Escort on Richie Kenner. Penalty to the Warriors.
We've got a captain's challenge from South Sydney. We're disputing the decision that Richie Kenner hasn't taken a player out.
Kick chase from the Warriors on the right side or onside.
If you're clear that you need to confirm the foot to the jump.
Just looking to see if there's an escort from Richie Kenner.
It's been looked at. Who's called? Our team, all of us, don't. Our team.
Richie Kenner goes back to the ball but fails to take up a position early enough. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Hey, what did you say, Joe? Yeah. 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 Okay, so Tane's on report for a high tackle downfield. Tane. Unsuccessful. It's unsuccessful.
So it's going to be a penalty to the Warriors, and Milne's put on a report.
Actually, unsuccessful. That's why I had to confirm, and I heard what you heard as well, but he said unsuccessful.
So the penalty is going to be to the Warriors. And we've got an opportunity here for the Warriors, honey. This is about the first time in the second half the Warriors have had a chance to do something down this end of the field.
Yeah, they really need to get back to their structure in terms of their attack. Create some momentum out wide. Space there. Just got to get in behind.
Fanua Blake.
David, get up!
Egan. Metcalf. Pompey. Now Montoya. And there is a knock-on ruled against the Warriors. Montoya, no luck for him. Let's see what actually happened. Pompey. Yep, there's the knock-on there. It's been touched on the shoulder by a Souths player. So again, the official's spot on.
Once again, Tyrone Munro, he was in there. That was his shoulder that the ball went into. Which deemed a knock-on.
And the pride on the line right there by Souths. Scoreboard well in their favour. Very impressive, honey.
Well, they continue to just pile on pressure on the Warriors. Warriors are being forced into pushing that one extra pass.
Well, Milne. He and Kennett have done everything. Very solid wet weather games by those two players. Walker makes the tackle. The Souths look to close out this very good performance and earn the 2 competition points.
Wait, go.
Oh, it's Munro's in space. That kick is pretty decent. Jackson Ford's been taken out, and Taff goes over to force the ball. But surely Jackson Ford has been taken out.
South's a good player, knocks the ball on.
A bit to look at here. A great kick from Munro.
What can't he do?
South's in the kick chase is onside. We've cleared all aspects up to this part.
Well, that's going to be a brilliant try if that has been forced.
Just looking to determine if there's a grounding.
Looks pretty good.
Blake Taff imparts downward pressure on the ball. We have a decision.
Well, the try's going to be awarded. And South Sydney celebrate like they've won the grand final. Blake Taff.
Well, a similar score to what happened, but they were on the receiving end last week against the Sharks. Let them break you free from their own end. Young debutant puts boot to ball. Plenty of South's men in the picture. Wonder if there was an obstruction or a grab on Jackson Ford. Wasn't the case. In the end, they rolled enough downward pressure on the ball to try. The kick to come. This is a solid win. 26 points to 6 so far for the South Rabbits.
Sure is. Taff, his first try of the season. Looking to ice this game. And that kick is good. 28 points to 6. Warriors scoreless in the second half. Second time they've been beaten in the wet here at Mount Smart this season. After losing in late April to the Roosters 14-0, and all of these tries have been pretty solid, but that one there is probably the pick of the bunch.
Oh, it's been a number of tries scored in a number of different ways. Some really pretty ones too when you think about the conditions. Played really well, some really big names that weren't amongst the team sheet. Talk about Campbell Graham, Latrell Mitchell.
Absolutely. Tass, their other centre as well, who's been good.
That's how you turn seasons around.
Nothing's happened for the Warriors. Their error rate 12. It's 4-1 against them. Tackles, they've made over 100 more tackles now than South. Remember that was 50 in favour of the Warriors early in the game. Oh, it's really turned around. Run meters, 200 meters in favour of Souths. Penalty goes against the Warriors. Nothing happening for them in this game, particularly in the second half. Well, it's a very successful visit to New Zealand. First time in 4 years, too, for the Rabbitohs to New Zealand. And their 8th win in a row over the Warriors. That's an incredible stat as well. Maybe one more for good measure as Munro chases through on Montoya. It's their night, Souths, isn't it? Damien Cook. Well, he was within a whisker of getting another one.
The ultimate competitor, chasing right through. Going well in the bag, but still just trying to be a pest, trying to get more points for his side.
Well, there it is, a very good win for the Rabbitohs here at Mount Smart. The biggest loss of the season for the Warriors. 22-point margin. Well, sometimes you learn more from your losses than your wins. We hope that is the case for the Warriors heading into that game against the Eels next week. But credit to South, they've been far too good for the Warriors in this game tonight, winning by 28 points to 6.